Okay. Good morning, and we have an inmate from Regina on the phone. Phoning into True North Radio to get the story out. So, hello and welcome.
Hi, thank you,
And your name is?
Garrett Hanson.
Okay. And thanks for phoning us this morning. Do you want to tell us what's going on with corrections? What your view is right now?
Well, my view is that corrections is unfair and that corrections subjects inmates to arbitrary detention and cruel and unusual treatment or punishment. I base that on my own experience due to previous and or current security reviews. I have been in segregation
Yeah.
since my admission into corrections. I was admitted into corrections August 19th, 2020, and I spent 2 weeks in quarantine upon admission. Thereafter, I've been in segregation ever since. My placement, my segregation placement was due to my affiliation with a security threat group, and that is contrary to Section 58 of the Correctional Service Act 2012. Now, it is common. There is other security threat groups with throughout the corrections, other than segregation, in remand, in sentenced units, regular minimum living units,
Yeah.
as opposed to high security units. So, furthermore, the administration of the correctional facility has went on to say that due to my affiliation, that my security threat group is incompatible with other security threat groups.
Yeah.
And that's unfair, because all security threat groups are incompatible with one another.
Yeah.
And furthermore, the administration, what they do is the people that the inmates that are warranted, or the segregation placement that's warranted with particular inmates, they are subject to the corrections breaches their obligation to ensure custody, control, moral, and safety, but particularly safety, because when inmates who are affiliated with security threat groups and are placed in segregation, they are further placed in tiers or in groups that are incompatible. So corrections jeopardizes the safety of inmates by mixing incompatible inmates.
Yeah.
And that further serves their own agenda to further incarcerate them in segregation.
Yeah. And that's what we've been reading about too, is that the overuse of segregation, and it's totally arbitrary. Yeah.
So with all the respect, my segregation placement was unwarranted in the first place.
Yeah.
It was contrary to Section 58 of the CSA 2012. And then my last notice of charge report was in October 14th, when I decided to discontinue my affiliation with my security threat group at that time. So I'm no longer affiliated with any security group, and there is no further reason to house me, to place me in segregation. So now it is just arbitrary.
And where are you headed then from this call? Are you going back to Seg?
I will be going back to Seg on the 19th of March. I am currently in quarantine because I had a preliminary inquiry in Prince Albert at a court date in Prince Albert for one of my matters. and then I have another matter in New York, but then I'll have to go through the quarantine process again.
Yeah.
Because that's protocol. But
Yeah.
other than that, other than my quarantine, it's segregation, and it's arbitrary.
And how are you?
It has been cruel and unusual.
Oh, that's what, like, when I'm talking to quite a few, different people who are incarcerated right now. How's your mental health? Because people are showing like psychotic features. They're like paranoid. They're scared. They're depressed.
I'm outraged.
Yeah.
I'm outraged. Yeah, because quarantine is worse than segregation because you only have the 23 and a half hour lockup. You come out for a half hour, and I have to do my showering, I have to do my cell cleaning, and I have to contact family and loved ones and or lawyer calls all in that half hour, which is insufficient.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And then what furthermore, this other unit 6 is a pilot program code. I guess they have these tablets going, and they're not available to the inmates on this quarantine unit. So they have that, and inmates in unit 6 or this other quarantine unit can socialize with family through this tablet at any time in their cell.
Yeah.
And I can't. And not only that, there is no fresh air experience. We don't get to go outside for exercise.
No.
There's no smudging. There's no cultural practices. We can't smudge. We can't practice our cultural traditions or beliefs here. And can't sweat. Can't do nothing.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. No. That's what we're hearing. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's unfair, and I'm dissatisfied.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you phoning and letting us know and speaking out, and because we are very concerned, and I know that we, like our advocacy groups have been sending letters and just doing everything we can because it's so unhealthy. And I mean, they can't say they want health and safety when they treat you guys like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely designed to set you up to fail.
Oh, yeah.
And the administration of the correctional facility serves its own agenda by furthering these or creating the conditions for you to fail.
Yeah.
They act and they provoke you.
Yeah.
They provoke you. There's non-compliance with Section 9 of the Professional Service Act of 2012, namely the commitment to excellence in the professional code of conduct.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, yeah. So.
Yeah, it's.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Consideration.
Absolutely, and thank you. And we'll get this out, and we're going to challenge the narrative that they're putting out there.
Yes.
So thank you, and thank you for phoning. Appreciate it.
Thank you. May I have your last name?
My name is Brandy Kerrigan.
Kerrigan? What's the letter?
It's spelled like CAR.
Okay. DC, Brandy Kerrigan.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and we'll make sure that this gets heard.
Thank you.
Goodbye.